Hello, my name is Angelie Melzer, and I am with Team Pilates. And this is my model, Tori Duke. She will be here with us today doing the 5 exercises. Thank you so much for allowing us to audition for Pilates anytime. And we're going to get started. So here we go. So Tori, we're going to go ahead and start with pulling straps. We're going to hold on to the rubber pieces above the handles, and we're going to take our hands outside of the carriage. So with this exercise, pulling straps, we want lots of mobility in the spine. So the further out she goes, the more range of motion she's going to have. Tori is one of my dancers, so she's got lots of range in her spine. It's going to be a lovely exercise on her, I'm sure. So she's going to drop down into forward flexion. Head is hanging into the well. She's going to pull the arms outside the carriage towards her hips as she inhales. As she inhales, the sternum lifts. And then as she exhales, she draws down into that forward flexion again. Inhaling to pull, lengthening through the spine, and as she exhales, she rounds the back. Now the key here is to feel energy through the toes and the top. So inhaling, she's going to extend those toes back. Exhale, she's going to utilize the transverse deeply as she comes back down. One more, she inhales. Now she's going to stay right here. She's going to lower her chest just a little bit to a T pull. She exhales to pull, inhales back. Now, as she exhales, she's going to draw that transverse again into the work, utilizing the extension of the spine, but not hyperextending. Last one, and then she's going to roll down and release. Nice. So we're going to go right into long box backstroke. She's going to go into a supine position. She's turning over. And as she gets into this position, she's going to go pretty quickly. We don't want them to be hanging for too long. So backstroke, she's going to take her hands into the shorter of the two straps. And we go. She takes her hands to her forehead. Legs are tabletop position. She exhales to roll to a V, reaching towards her toes. Exhale, reach high. She pauses here, circles around with the arms and legs, and comes back to that tabletop forehead position. So she bends her knees here. Now she's going to exhale and press and hold. On the inhale, arms and legs circle together. Good. And then come on back. 2 more. Exhaling to press. Nice coordination here. And then we have 1 more. Tabletop to teaser to open. And this is a lovely preparation into teaser, which is okay, so after backstroke, which was a lovely transition into teaser, now we're going to scoot her back just a little bit so that her shoulder blades are off the back edge, and we're going for it. We're going into teaser now. So with the legs straight, she's pulling the arms down by the sides, and she's going to roll through the spine to a V-sit. As she sits, she's keeping the arms back and the sternum high. Lovely. She reverses that same path with her arms. Inhale before you go. Exhale, drawing deeply up and into a balance point. Beautiful. Chest stays high. And then reverse that path. So you see that we want to see the mobility and the range in the spine. Exhale and roll up. Tori is a lordotic posture type, so this is very challenging for her. And rolling back down, we want to see that deep flexion in her spine. 1 more time. Exhale. Use your breath. Balance. Oh, beautiful. That was lovely, Tori. And roll back down. And then they can release into hyperextension and just hang into the well. So semicircle, we're going to leave the foot bar down. We're going to bring her onto the carriage, and she's going to get herself into the position. So she lays down supine again. Hands are going to come up to the shoulder rests. She's going to extend the arms all the way, taking her pelvis into the open well. She places her feet up on the low bar. And from here, we want the tracking of the knees to be directly over the feet. Beautiful range of motion in the spine is what we're looking for here. So she's going to curl the pelvis up high with the pubic bone, extending out, and then she's going to drop into hyperextension and slide along the springs. So deep flexion here, deep connection into the low oblique, internal, and those transverse muscles, dropping down and sliding the knees right over the toes. We do 2 more. Exhaling to come up. She inhales out, and then she slides along the springs as she comes in. 1 more, and then we're going to reverse this. So when we reverse it, she's going to stay down with the pelvis to go out. So she slides along the springs. Exhale, lift. And now the pubic bone drives high towards the knees. Draw down. We'll just do one more of this. She's going to come high. She's going to drive that pelvis to the knees and lower down. Now she's going to bend her arms, use the headrest to pull herself back onto the carriage, and rest. Our final exercise is chest expansion, kneeling. So she's going to face again towards the ropes. And for a little bit more range of motion, we're going to have Tori hold on to the rubber pieces again that she was holding on to for pulling straps. So in this position, I'm going to have her bring her heels together. She's up on her haunches. Now when she brings her heels together, her knees still stay broad against the headrest. We want to have that connection between the adductors and the pelvic floor with the heels pressing gently. So she inhales to pull back. She pauses there, exhales, looks over a shoulder to the center, looks over the other shoulder, and then she comes back. Now it's important to note that the pull's coming from the front, so she needs to keep the sternum high as she returns. Inhale, pull. She's going to look the other way. So she starts now to the right, looks to the left, and comes back. She's going to do two more. And as she's pulling, she's not squeezing the shoulder blades together. She's feeling a broad position, and she's going to hold and turn, easy neck position, and then she's going to release. So we have one more, Tori. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, look over the shoulder. Beautiful. Look over the shoulder, countering with the sternum staying high as you return to your starting position. So thank you to Tori for being my model, and we appreciate you allowing us to audition for Pilates anytime. Just a little bit of my background and what brought me to Pilates. I started Pilates at 12 years old. My mother had severe scoliosis and a full spinal fusion, and they wanted to fuse my spine at 12, and she wasn't willing to have that happen to her daughter. So we found Pilates. We were lucky enough to be in a large city that already had it, and I have never to this day had surgery, and I had a full professional ballet career, so Pilates is what did it. So I appreciate you guys for bringing it to us, and we will see you hopefully in California.